If you've been wanting to start a vlogging YouTube channel and didn't know where to start, this video is for you. I started posting my vlogs about a year ago. I'd been wanting to start a YouTube channel for almost 10 years and didn't really know where to start. And on YouTube, there were so many videos that talked about how to make an educational video or crazy challenge videos like Mr. Beast, but no one really talked about the art of filming vlogs specifically. I've watched over 100 tutorials on how to make cinematic videos and films from professional filmmakers, and a lot of them were too advanced and hard to follow. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to create an aesthetic vlog with no skills so that when you finish watching this video, you can get started with filming your very first vlog right away. We're going to go over 3 things: gears, storytelling, and editing. Let's get started. First, we have gears. Over the last year, I've collected all of these gears and gadgets, tripods, multiple lenses, gimbal, microphone, multiple cameras, and really what got me started was my phone. If you've watched any other videos about how to start a YouTube channel, you probably already heard many other people say the same thing, that your phone has a great camera and it's really got everything that you need to get started. I actually purchased this Sony ZV-1F as my very first video camera, and this was about 4 or 5 years ago. This is slightly different from everyone's favorite vlogging camera, which is ZV-1. This is a little bit smaller than that model, and it also doesn't let you exchange lenses. Like I was saying, what really got me started with vlogging was my phone camera. And what I mean by that is, after I purchased this camera, I actually didn't start filming until a whole 3 years later. And that's because I wasn't used to filming in public or even talking in front of camera in a room all by myself. So this somehow created this mental barrier for me. And I think as a complete beginner, if you're watching this video and you haven't posted any videos on YouTube yet, you probably understand what I'm saying. There's no one in the room. It's you with your camera all by yourself. And all of a sudden you hit that record button and your head goes blank. And you don't know what to say, what's going on, what year it is. Everything just turns into a mush. That's exactly what I was going through when I first purchased this camera. So I captured a lot of footage when I was traveling to Korea and doing all these activities with my friends, but I didn't really know how to speak in front of the camera. So it wasn't until September 2024 when I started actually posting on YouTube. And that's when I was gifted this DJI gimbal. It's a phone stabilizer. So once you open this gimbal, it's pretty cool. You can attach your phone. I forgot this little clamp. But basically, you put this clamp on your phone. It's a magnetic clamp, and it just attaches on your camera or your phone like so. As you can see, it's calibrating and now it's stabilized. So I'll open my DJI app and I can film with a touch of a button. I can film horizontal. I know, it's pretty cool. Or I can film vertical, and I can have it selfie mode, like I can see my face on the screen now, or I can turn around and film what's in front of me. So this was a really cool tool to have. Again, not necessary, but I got this gifted before my Paris trip in 2024. We went to the Paris Olympics. So having this tool was really exciting, really fun. I was basically just whipping this gimbal with my camera, with my phone out everywhere we went during the entire Paris trip. We also got engaged there, so I'm also biased in that way, but I was able to capture so much of my experience. Once I came back home and rewatched a lot of my footage, I was so shocked at how professional the footage looked, just because the stabilization on this gimbal was so good that even when I was filming as I'm walking down the street, it almost looked like someone was filming it for me. I know most people are just like, yeah, you can just use your phone and that's more than enough to get started, which is true. But I personally think that if you are set up with a set of gears that get you really excited to create, I think there is value in it. If a gimbal, a tool like this doesn't get you that excited, then obviously you can skip that altogether. But for me, I started filming more just so I can use this tool more. Once I've gotten used to using this gimbal, I decided to upgrade my microphone. I had a really cheap, like $20 mic that I got off of Amazon. I hooked it up, and unfortunately, the mic died within the first month of using it, which was a real bummer. But then I realized how my audio quality, even with a $20 mic, was already so much better. So I decided to just go ahead and splurge on my DJI Mic 2 set. It's already hooked up to my camera right now, so you don't see it, but it comes with one receiver and one transmitter and two receivers. But basically the receiver, I think, is the one that hooks up to the camera, and this little thing is the actual mic that you hook up. Or, you've probably seen YouTubers hold it and talk and whatnot. And it's really great because I can have my camera right there and I can walk away and you can still hear what I'm saying very clearly. I feel like iPhone already comes with a pretty great mic setup, but if your content is more centered around you're exploring or you're at a coffee shop or you're talking and there's a lot of wind, using an actual microphone could go a really long way. I've also invested in this sort of like Gorilla Grip, I think that's what it's called. I have this and then this other thing that came in the kit when I bought this Sony ZV-1F, and I've honestly enjoyed these quite a bit. Again, it could be a little bit daunting to be like filming yourself with the full set of gears and grip thingy and your camera and your mic, especially if you're planning on filming in public. So probably don't go with that from the get-go unless you're very comfortable talking in front of the camera right off the bat. I wasn't. Being kind of discreet, using my phone to film was actually really, really helpful. So there were a lot of times where I would just bring my phone with me to a coffee shop, and usually there's like some sort of vase or a water bottle or whatever, things like this where you can prop up your phone against to film yourself. I will just do that and get started with that one. You really don't even have to speak to the camera and be actually really discreet about the whole vlogging setup, because you can always come back home and record a voiceover, put together all the different footages from your day, do a voiceover, and then that's the end of the video. That's pretty much all I have to say about gear. The camera that I'm filming on right now is Sony 6700. This is the newest investment that I made, but that's really super extra. You can still make really cute aesthetic videos without a nice expensive camera like this. Go back and watch some of my older vlogs. They look just fine and they were all filmed either on my Sony ZV-1F or my iPhone camera. This is a lot of work. You don't want to be spending a lot of money up front only to find out later that you're not actually all that into the whole filming and editing and scripting, the whole shebang. All right, so with that said, I want to talk about storytelling. Storytelling was actually one of the hardest things for me personally. I found it so challenging to figure out how am I going to put together a compelling story from the footages that I've collected over the day or sometimes multiple weeks. Because a lot of the times, if you're just mindlessly going outside and filming your day, it's really hard to see something like a common thread that threads all the different footages together. One thing I started doing that I really like is thinking about it as one mission and one takeaway. What I mean by that is usually when you start your week or day, there's generally a couple things that you want to get done that day or that week. And it doesn't have to be anything super novel or crazy. It could be as simple as spring cleaning, New Year's, and this week I'm gonna do nothing but cleaning, and that is the theme. And when you come up with a theme or a mission like that, you can somewhat anticipate what would be some of the takeaways after you finished that mission. Again, going back to that spring cleaning example, maybe your takeaway is, oh, like once you clean up your space, the cleanliness of your space and your environment directly impacts your mental health or your happiness, or you have better focus, you're more productive. Like there's all these different takeaways, right? And your takeaway after you finish that mission can be different from what you had initially anticipated, and that is totally fine. But you just need to be mindful of that mission and that takeaway, that potential takeaway, as you go through your day or your week, when you're spontaneously recording a little scene and you want to kind of share your thoughts here and there, you could create a more cohesive experience, and it makes for a much more pleasant experience for the viewer, and also it makes your life when you're editing your video so much easier, because you don't have to worry about how am I going to put together all these seemingly unrelated things that I've done this week and make it into a cohesive finished product. Another part about storytelling is you don't necessarily have to show all your footages in chronological order. If, for example, in today's video, I had a power outage, but then I had gone to the restaurant before the power outage, but I still decided to create a story around it. Oh, wait, there's a power outage and, the computer is down, the Wi-Fi is down. So we decided to go for a brunch, and we also went and walked our dogs. And then we came home and did all these other things once the power was back. I mean, this is a really boring, kind of like lame story, but as you can see, like I can kind of mix up the timing of things to put together a more cohesive story. However, when you're first starting out, I will say that showing footages in chronological order is actually the easiest way to edit, because you don't have to think about, oh, how am I going to arrange my footage to tell the story on top of everything else that you're also trying to learn. If there's any parts of that video where you feel like there needs to be more of that explainer, you can film those additional shots at home. Another really good way to kind of fill in those gaps is just by using text over videos. So you can show like all these beautiful B-roll footages that you shot, and any kind of information that you feel like you need to fill in for the viewer, you can just type it on the screen with nice music in the background, and that's good enough. When I first started, I didn't even have any background music for those portions, so I literally just had a random video of me fixing my computer, and then the text was like what explained what I was actually doing at the time, with no music. It was complete silent, and it still worked. That video actually did pretty well. It's one of my highest viewed videos on my channel, ironically. Don't worry about imperfection. As a new YouTuber, as a new vlogger, you kind of just have to adopt the mindset that you're learning as you're going. And especially in today's climate where YouTube algorithm isn't necessarily showing your video to your subscribers, it's actually a huge advantage for new YouTubers to start putting out their stuff, because in this world of AI, people are really craving authentic, real, raw footage. And if you can nail that, then viewers will engage with your content. Next up, we have editing. For editing, I really have one thing to say, and it is to pick a software and stick with it. There are so many questions about what kind of editing software should I use. My answer is almost irrelevant to you, because it needs to be something that works for you and your situation. I personally don't like editing on a tiny little screen, so any mobile optimized editing app like CapCut was a no-go for me. Some of my friends who have thousands of subscribers, they still edit using CapCut almost exclusively. There's also other editing apps, as you see on the screen, and you can literally pick any one of these editing tools and get started. Unless you are wanting to be a professional editor, it really does not matter. So please just pick one and stick with it. I know there's a lot of talks about like you have to learn After Effects and like all these like cool effects on your video. Really though, a lot of the vlogging channels that I watch personally don't use any crazy effects, and I love it, and so do thousands and thousands of other people who watch vlogging type of videos. I personally use DaVinci Resolve because it's completely free, and you can pretty much get everything you need for your vlogging editing done right on DaVinci Resolve. And like a lot of Hollywood studios use DaVinci Resolve for specifically for color grading, but it's like a one-stop shop for everything. So you can still edit, you can do like effects, you could do color grading all in one. And if you're really overwhelmed and not sure how to start, then just look up basic beginner tutorial for whatever software you're using and then just use that as a jumping off point. The way I approached it in the beginning was I had this mindset of I'm gonna make a video 1% better with each upload. The very first vlog I edited didn't even have any background music, didn't have any subtitles. I literally just cut each sections of each footage, put them all together. I put some text here and there, and that was it. And then I posted it. Well, that's all I have for you today. Hope that was helpful. And when you post that first vlog, please let me know in the comments below. I want to watch every single one of them. So let me know in the comment below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. They really do go a long way, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.